Father, paulit-ulit niyo na itong nakikita yung scenes of despair and hope. Sa inyo as a pastor, like, were there moments na napatanong kayo sa Diyos or parang what was your prayer like or your conversation like with the Lord, seeing the surge siguro when you were there, being in the front lines? Have you had your doubts? Have you had your questions as well?
I was full of questions that time. Seeing a 5-year-old girl in the isolation room, I have questions. I have questions when I knew that my parents had COVID. I had questions when every time I arrive in the hospital, then they will say, Father, full pack tayo.
Mhm.
I have questions that time when they say, Father, ang youngest natin ay 12. I had questions that time when the nurse that was expelled from the boarding house, remember? Okay. Sabi, the nurse that was expelled in the boarding house was there in the facility. I had many questions, really. You know, yung question nyo kanina na yung time na yon na kahit yung mga healthcare providers nagkakasakit, namamatay. These are some existential questions, I would say. I had also a question about yung faith. Yung parang at this point, where can we get that hope? Where can people get this hope?
Mhm.
But my next question is, what can we do? Laging ganun eh. Ito yung nangyayari, what can we do right now? Okay? Laging ganun eh. Siguro, I am exposed to the sick since I am a chameleon. Ito na yung buhay ko eh. Ito yung pinili kong buhay eh. Ito yung biyaya ng Diyos din sa akin na mga laga na mga may sakit. Sickness would disconnect you really. It would disconnect you from many things. And sometimes sickness would even disconnect you from yourself. And that's a big question. Sickness will disconnect you to food. Wala kang ganang kumain. Sickness will disconnect you to your family, to your friends. Ngayon, itong COVID-19, literally and physically, yun ang ginagawa ng sickness eh. But, alam mo, nung time na may mga questions na ganyan, kasi, lalo na yung time ng ECQ, yung lahat ng tao, karamihan ng tao, naka-lockdown, tapos ilan lang kami yung nagta-travel on the road, papunta sa hospital, ganyan. Okay? Yung question na ganun, wow, parang nasaan na yung mga tao? And yet, you receive a text message saying, Father, we're praying for you. Father, we will form the 6 o'clock habit, praying the rosary together. And looking at my co-frontliners, sacrificing themselves, not even going home, staying in the hospital for 2 weeks. Are this not light in the darkness? You people in the media, Diba? When you write things and when people read it, stories of hope, stories of encouragement, would that not be a light also today? The article that you will be writing now is not only an article that would analyze the things and happenings of faith and COVID-19. I think your article would be also an article of hope, an article of encouragement, that these are stories of people of faith, holding on to it, letting us through that storm. Di ba gano'n naman ng faith? Faith does not really reroute us to a different direction. Faith will guide you through the storm and would let you hold on, sabi nga, to that sunshine after the storm. You have to go through that. Okay? And that's the questioning. The questioning helps us really to hold on to something real, in our life. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Father.
Yes, definitely, Father.
Maybe just a question from my end. Um, Personally, Father, why do you um, continue doing this? Why don't you just hide in your room because it's dangerous outside? Or why don't you just um, restrict yourself to a purely online ministry? Why do you even try to visit the sick as much as you can when you can be safe in your room? Personally, yeah, I'd like to ask you that one question, maybe as a final question from my end.
You sound like my father, my papa. My papa and my mama don't like me to become a priest. They were telling me, you have a comfortable life already. Why? And why serve those sick? Baka mamatay ka dyan. Magkasakit ka pa. You know, I cannot answer them when they ask me that question. It took me 3 years to be a chameleon before I answered that question. I didn't answer it this way. You gave me the reason to reach out to those who are in need. And then my father asked me, why me? Why us? And then I just told my father, because I felt you loved me so much. And I cannot contain that love. For love to be true for me and for us, I have to share it. It cannot be for me only. My life cannot be for me. I have to share my life for others. For me to be true. And then my father, my father accepted the answer. And then he said, now I understand you. Sabi ko, ikaw ang dahilan eh. Kayo yung dahilan. Minahal niyo ako eh. Yung pagmamahal na yun, kailangan ko ibigay sa iba. And my parents understood me well until now. And maybe that's the same reason I can give to you. I cannot stay here. Yung mga online, yes, it's true. May mga nag-online, yeah. But outside of your gate, outside of your door, if there are children crying and hungry, if there are sick people crying and you looking for God in their life, and that's the way that I can offer them also our help, I will do it all over again. Sabi ko nga, if I have my second life, I want my life to be all over again. I am so happy with what I'm doing, really. I'm very happy. Full of questions, full of mystery, really. And yet, the happiness comes because I know the Lord is here. The Lord is with us.